fun begins.
Hold on! They've got troopers up top. We're running out of road!
Not exactly a stealth exit, boys.
Let's move!
I thought at the end of the war, we'd mean an end to losing more of our brothers. But I was wrong. We can't just walk away. Not with the Empire imprisoning the kid.
Secure her in a cell.
Omega's been waiting for us a long time. Our mission is not over yet.
There is nothing of greater importance to secure the future of this empire. Whatever is needed to accomplish this goal, you will have it.
They are coming. For all of you.
Give us a real challenge. Everyone, down!
We're not big on following orders.
I wasn't planning on killing you, but you're making it very tempting.
Hello there.
Oh,
Welcome back to the Dork Forces podcast. Man, how about that trailer? Huh?
goodness gracious. Yes, welcome everyone.
Man.
Been quite a day / week of / weekend of trailers and drops, but dude, the amount of epicness that is coming into the series finale of season 3 of Bad
That's
Batch.
right, the
My
final season.
goodness. Yeah, dude.
Man, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, so February 21st, and then coincidentally or not, the following day on the 22nd, we get Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that's right. Man, we're going to be overwhelmed.
Oh,
We're going to be eating well. It's going to be so good. Yes, I Bucktopus I did. I started the stream a little late.
I mean,
And
it's not.
Not only did I hear you, I decided there was only one way to properly make this right. And so I want you to know that I am naming the next flagship saber in the Katarn Sabers line after you. All right. Introducing the Bucktopus saber. This one goes out directly to you. So I'll make sure you can get your hands on one of these as soon as they get out of R&D. We're still kind of developing. We're workshopping a couple things, but I hope that kind of makes up for the great offense that I've caused you by starting this podcast a minute late. You made it early for all the good it did. We're a minute late, man. The trailer was excellent.
Fluctuations of starting times. 7 o'clock is a suggestion, actually.
They're more like guidelines.
Wizards,
anyway, really.
Yeah, right. And like Wizards, we never show up late nor early. We show up precisely when we need to. But
damn straight.
Yes.
But yeah, man, just like you said, we're gonna get Bad Batch, which is a 3-episode premiere.
That's a lot.
Followed by immediately by Avatar the following night. So and that's like 2 weeks before Emerald City Comic-Con, which you're coming up for. So
at least 1 week. So it's the weekends before Comic-Con, I believe. But either way, because the weekend of Comic-Con, we'll be able to watch some of the shows together. So it'll be.
I'm excited for that, man. It's like the stars aligning for us. No, it's gonna be fantastic. So what was so you've seen this trailer a couple times, I'm sure, at this point, just like I have. What was your initial reaction to exactly Ventress coming back?
So with Ventress, so the initial reactions, because you and I think we shot a couple text messages as soon as we saw the trailer individually.
Oh, I blew you up as soon as I saw that thing. I got on the phone. Yeah.
So with Ventress, I mean, so this wouldn't be the first time that Filoni or an animated show has like retconned something, am I like upset or like you know, at all like, how do I want to say that? Am I am I excited that Ventress is in it? 100%. Is
Sure.
it something like this completely throws off the timeline? This completely like fucks up like the origins.
Maybe,
of
maybe not. Maybe not.
Like there are certain things where it's like, cool, this could just be backstory to a different period of time. This could be a flashback. I mean,
Sure,
not a flashback,
flashbacks are pretty old hat for Star Wars at this point. We do them all the time.
but yeah. So I mean, it could be a retcon. I don't think it's a resurrection necessarily, unless they.
Oh, you don't? Okay, so you don't think you're on the retcon side?
I think this is definitely more retcon because
I'm on the resurrection side. This is going to be an interesting podcast tonight. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
So when it came to Order 66, we got Filoni gave us the retcon of Kid Kanan and like his interactions with the Bad Batch during Order 66 and being a kid and everything. So when it comes to Ventress, the only thing we know of when she died is from the individual novel Dark Disciple, right? Where she has the love affair with Quinlan Voss. We get to hear about how Maul breaks out of prison or gets broken out of prison after the Clone Wars fight that we see of him and Savage and Palpatine.
Right. It's what places him back on Mandalore for the Siege of Mandalore. Exactly.
Is that particular jailbreak, of which also in that novel we hear that I think it's Maul. It is Maul who kills Ventress and like
Dooku.
Takes the saber and like turns
Dooku with lightning.
Yeah. Gets the other half and like makes it the rest of his saber. So it's it'll be interesting how they play it out. But I mean, like, I'm super stoked to like see Ventress again.
Same. The overwhelming feeling is just excitement for
and if anything, like for the haters out there, this will be an example of another gray Jedi just like walking around in the midst because she's a Force wielder. She's not a Jedi.
Yes.
You know, so like
totally. That's what got me so excited about her character too. Because when she died in Dark Disciple, I was really pissed that we wouldn't get more stories, just because I found her like character trajectory to be so unique and interesting. You know, like the way she got out from under Dooku's thumb. She was going her own way. She was using the Force still, but she was doing bounty hunting stuff and just like, you know, scum and villainy, and good for her. You know, she was finally coming into her own, maybe starting to heal from the trauma of her life. We didn't spend enough time to really get that far with her, but like she definitely had decided to help Ahsoka and like turn a new leaf, which is good. I think that it is a resurrection because in canon, she is dead because of Dark Disciple. And there was a statement put out on Star Wars saying that they weren't going to alter the events of the book, which makes me think either she faked her own death, which doesn't count as a resurrection, or they're going to do some sort of she's back from the dead. The Dark Disciple takes place in 19 BBY, 19 years before the Battle of Yavin, which is the same year, I'm pretty sure, as Bad Batch Season 2. Season 3 is probably 18 BBY, maybe even 17 BBY if there's a jump, because you got to remember Star Wars years go backwards because we're counting down to 0, which is Episode 4.
But didn't the Siege of Mandalore like happen after all of that though?
The Siege of Mandalore was also 19 BBY is the busiest fucking year in history, because we've got the Siege of Mandalore, we've got Order 66, right? We've got the events of Dark Disciple, we've got Revenge of the Sith, we've got Bad Batch Season 1 and half of Season 2, like everything, because we got to keep going back to goddamn Order 66, right? That kind of is like the cornerstone of storytelling for this time period. So everything has a moment taking place in 19 BBY. Jedi Fallen Order, we got to see how Cal got through, like everyone. But the Clone Wars started in 21 BBY. So a couple years later, Order 66 happens. Before Order 66 happens, Ventress has died because she died at Dooku's hand, and Dooku's dead by this time, right? So I think it is a resurrection. I think it's a straight up resurrection because if you remember the novel, she is laid to rest in like a magic fucking lake on Dathomir, right?
That's
badass. Dathomir is like one of the most known planets in Star Wars for having like Consciousness After Death,
Oh, that's true.
Things
Yeah,
with
okay.
Zombies,
I see what
like
you're
Mother
saying.
Talzin and like her magics and the Waters of Life. And
Okay.
I think it's no coincidence at all that Ventress is getting a second life at the same time that Thrawn in live action is like doing his deals with the Night Sisters. And we're gonna have a bunch of like
Yes.
Night Sister presence in the live action movies going forward. That's not a coincidence either. I think Ventress might be catapulted onto that stage. You know, that would be cool.
So
That'd be cool.
theoretically, I guess this would have to be her third lightsaber then, or I guess technically.
Yeah, that's right. She's rocking the yellow saber. God, it looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
Because it's not
Here for
her
the yellow sabers.
It's not her initial Padawan saber. It's not her red curved blade. It's obviously not going to be the saber that Maul would take from her or take at the end of Dark Disciple and turn into his own lightsaber. So this has to be a fourth, completely different lightsaber that we'll see her with.
I think it's totally a new blade that she has.
But the Lazarus Pit thing, like that totally makes sense. And like I totally forgot that she was given a Lady of the Lake sort of passing. So that totally makes sense. Like if anything, they could.
Absolutely. One thing. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments referring to Filoni as the one behind the helm here. Just want to make it clear and point out for the record, he wrote the first episode of The Bad Batch, and he has not written a single thing in The Bad Batch since. Jennifer Corbett is the head writer of The Bad Batch, and all of the story-making decisions that have happened thereafter, she gets the credit for those. So, Asajj Ventress coming back, however it gets explained, don't lay that on Filoni. Jennifer Corbett is the one that pulled that off. I mean, I'm interested to see what she comes up with, but I feel like Dave Filoni is kind of used as this umbrella name for all contemporary Star Wars, and I don't think that's entirely accurate, and it kind of takes credit away from people who are creating those stories. So just wanted to throw that out there. Shout out to Jennifer Corbett, who's totally watching this podcast right now.
Yes, but there was something else I was going to say too, but so a resurrection or either one. I'm still really excited to see the story of it and hear.
Totally, it's gonna be wild. I can't wait to see.
I think
if it's not a flashback, where she goes.
I think there's 15 episodes. I think I saw on the list. There was the episode calendar that came out.
Right. Yeah, let me find that real quick. Let's discuss that.
Because they're giving us the first 3 episodes in the opening night, which is absolutely just succulent and glorious. Like that's
gonna be fantastic.
Here
we go.
Unless they're all 20-minute episodes, it's going to be hilarious because then it just breaks down to an hour.
Speaking of hilarious, what if they brought back Asajj Ventress and then killed her in the first episode?
Dude, I mean, okay, so Merrick, right? Like Ahsoka with Merrick, they could give us this really cool character, and then it could just be fucking fart.
Yeah, after what happened with Merrick, we can't put too much stock in like mystery characters in the trailer because they could turn out to be nothing. Could they literally go up in smoke? You know.
But
one of my resolutions this year is to start reading some of these Star Wars books I hear referenced so often. How and who decides which books are canon, and are there any new books coming out? There are a ton of new canon books coming out. The High Republic is a fully cohesive multi-book project that's in like its 3rd phase right now, and there's comics that tie directly into it too. Totally badass. Definitely check them out. But there's no reason not to read a bunch of non-canon stories as well, because there's the entirety of the expanded universe sitting out there. If you want to go that route, I would start. It's my bias because this is how I started with it, but I would start with Timothy Zahn's Heir to the Empire trilogy. It goes Heir to the Empire, Dark Force Rising, The Last Command. If you can read those 3, that will kind of give you a roadmap of where to go from there, because there's actually a list of novels in the front of the book. If you want to go chronologically, I'd go with the Truce at Bakura. That used to be the very next thing that came after. It was kind of the original Battle of Jakku in a way.
If you want,
thank you for the super chat, by the way. Appreciate it.
And then on side into that too, if you want really cool outside character perspectives, Dark Horse Comics is a lot of the progenitor of the legend stories.
Hell yes.
When it comes to the comics are concerned, their Tales of the Jedi.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, there's so many amazing one-shot stories and just so many pieces that are from different soldier perspectives or empire perspectives that just they're just on completely different planets, and they're things that are really amazing because they emphasize characters outside of the main cast, and it's something that's really brilliant, similar to Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is because it all centralizes around like non-central cast members.
Totally.
But with this other trailer, I've had two side thoughts. One about the side trailer, seeing Fennec Shand and Cad Bane in the same like fucking house again. Like the fact that we're gonna get some bounty hunter face-off stuff, I think is gonna be really
I
great.
can't wait for their rematch, dude.
So if anything,
She lost him so many credits.
I
in
know,
season
right? But they
2.
didn't say shit in Book of Boba Fett. Like they
Which means
completely
they squashed the beef in
ignored each
season
other.
3. We already knew it.
Yeah, so something big has to happen with season 3. The fact that we also get Papa Palpatine making a potential visit to the science factory, and we get to hear him actually talk about the potential importance of clone
Dude,
tech.
I mean, the fact that Hemlock has Palpatine's like full support right now is kind of huge.
Yeah.
Like he's all in with this slimy dude, and he's rising very fast in his station in like Imperial Society, which means he's definitely going to die because we've never heard of this dude after the story. So the Bad Batch are if they go down, they're taking this dude with him for sure.
Something else I wanted to mention that I saw in the chat. Another thing that's really great when it comes to legend stories or like outside references is the Dark Horse comics and the Chodorovsky animated Clone Wars.
Yes,
have two different
series
stories. They're both coincidentally, it's Anakin fighting Ventress. But going on to what the chat was saying about the backstory of the eye scar, like yes, fucking 100%. Like that's one of the things that we never got to see canonized was the Scar fight. And like Dark Horse Comics, they made it specific of like Ventress threatened to kill Padme because like she found out that Anakin and Padme were a thing, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go visit your little senator friend myself."
Right.
And then like fucking flashed him, and then like shot him across the eye or something. And then in the Charterovsky version, they were having like this epic battle on top of this Aztec temple.
In the rain. That was the Yavin fight. I love that fight.
Dude.
That might be my favorite one, actually, of this show.
Yes.
The way the rain sizzles on the lightsaber
yes.
blades. Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
It's so good.
Anakin just has this blue tribal like paint tattoo.
He's got those 2000s era Aquaman tattoos.
Oh man. It was so fucking good. And he just fucking force pushes Ventress off into this fucking crevasse canyon thing, dude. Like, oh man, it's
one of the best. It's one of the best animated Star Wars sequences.
He could have survived that fall, but like every episode of Legends, like you could just watch or of the Chodorovsky Clone Wars, like you could watch it as if it's like told from the perspective of just some random civilian. Like,
totally. All the exaggeration is just the way they're telling the story, but you know,
exactly.
you can see between the lines what really happened.
Yeah, like you could be some office worker who, you know, you were working in the building across the way, and it's like, oh yeah, I totally saw this black Jedi with a purple lightsaber fall onto this vulture droid, slash
and then do kung fu on a bunch of them,
and then fucking he stuffed his arm into the droid, and I saw him riddle the wires, and he started flying on it like a fucking hoverboard.
And the Rodian that he's telling it to is like, no way, that never happened.
Dude, or like
Slimo.
Or coincidentally with Mace Windu, the episode with the desert ground and pound story, like it's totally from the perspective of that little kid talking in like some Tashi station of like, bro, let me tell you this.
Legit. No, that's totally a good way to frame that kind of. The thing I love about Tartakovsky is the lack of dialogue, the way there's almost no like spoken words for like long periods of the episodes. It all relies on the action and the visual storytelling. I think that's very cool.
Plo Koon with the spacesuits and like him and the clones jumping into the fucking ship and then just free floating through space and landing on like the separatist starship. Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to rewatch the micro series now, man.
Like, it's hilarious, dude.
What do you think will be the focus on the next animated show after Bad Batch is over? I'm hoping for something focused on Luke. I would love a Skywalker Academy animated show in the style of Clone Wars, bridging the gap between 6 and 7, possibly even the gap between whatever Filoni's movie turns out to be and 7. Like, put Grogu in there, you know? Like, we could get Ahsoka, obviously. It could be really, really cool. Like, set it on Ossus. Hell, Mando himself could actually show up every once in a while. I think you're onto something there. That would be a really cool idea. Other than that, I still really think we should get like just a show about, I don't know, more surface level people that aren't like the big Force users that are shaping and shaking the galaxy. You know, something kind of in the vein of Andor, but not necessarily quite as quite as intense and gritty. Like I would want something that's a little bit more fanciful. That's what I like from like the animated Star Wars. You can really go to those dark places in live action. Like that's what Andor was perfect for. But if Andor had been animated, I feel like it would have had a little bit more light in it, you know?
Yeah, I was trying to think. Like, part of my brain always generally goes to, what's the story with Darth Crate and Cadence?
Cadius?
Skywalker? Is that
Jason?
Is it Legacy? No, what the fuck is it called? I don't remember.
Legacy was the one with Cade. Yeah, Cade Skywalker.
Okay, Star Wars Legacy. Like
Yeah.
that could be really cool as in an animated front because they could play it off very like. Here's a 90s reference for you. They could play it off very like Dark Waters or like Pirates of Dark Water, but make it in space. Like they could just be space pirates
I see
and
the vision.
like fighting Dark Jedi throughout the fucking outskirts of space.
Dude, that would be badass.
Or like the video game Star Wars Outlaws that's coming out. Like I would totally fucking watch a show because none of them are bounty hunters necessarily. They're all just fucking ruffians and thugs. So it's like if you had a Firefly-ish style in the Star Wars universe.
Half
like,
Firefly, half Sons of Anarchy, just a bunch of alien thugs rolling around doing their thing. I'd watch it. I think
I think there's plenty there to do it.
100% there is. Speaking of Dark Horse and speaking of potential shows, I know that a Star Wars What If show has been discussed recently. Like there's been rumors that could be in the development, and like Star Wars Infinities was literally the What If. We had that in Dark Horse Comics back in Legends, and it was freaking awesome. And I think it would be awesome. I could enjoy it. One of the criticisms that I've seen of people talking about like a What If show is that like we already had Star Wars Visions, so what's the point? Star Wars Visions isn't a what if scenario.
Yeah,
it's
no,
reimagining of Star Wars itself. Like the Ninth Jedi changed what lightsabers are and how they function. Like they completely, or the duel, for example, totally turning the society and the structure on its head in the galaxy. Those aren't what ifs. That's a reimagining of the entire concept of Star Wars. A what if is something that takes place in the established Star Wars universe that we all know and recognize immediately. Like, what if Luke joined Vader? That's a what if. What if Sebulba had won the Boonta Classic? Play that scenario out.
That would have been, dude. Oh god, that would. Oh god.
Like shit. Like if Sebulba wins the pod race, evil takes over the galaxy. Like it's the butterfly effect. That's what a what if is. It has to. In order for it to be like a fresh scenario, it has to have parameters that we already are familiar with. So you can't completely reinvent the wheel. That's not what if. What if Star Wars wasn't a sci-fi? Like you've gone too far. You've crossed the line. So I don't think that Star Wars Visions takes up the space that what if would need. I think they're completely separate. They can exist next to each other.
Oh shit, I'm gonna be thinking about that now. Of like, bro, what if that fucking Tusken Raider just got off one random shot?
Gets Anakin through the neck.
Not even that, but or like, what if like he took out the power cup link, or like, what if the pod racer just stalled out at the beginning of the race, just like Bib Fortuna, like there's just so
Quadraneros.
Quadraneros, like there's so many. Like, that's so fucking funny because then you have to deal with the idea of like slave Padme or like slave Qui-Gon or like, bro, does that mean that Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are going to have to take on the entire hut? All the hut?
Here's one for you.
Like, fuck, bro. Like,
what if Anakin wins the race, but Qui-Gon lost the toss? So he has to leave the planet with Shmi and leave Anakin behind. What if he's only able to save the mom? I feel like in that scenario, Shmi would find a way to come back and save Anakin. She'd make it happen.
I feel like that were the case, they would. God damn, right? Rationally in my brain, I'm just like, oh, they would just try to find some scanner to take out the chip, the explosive chip, if the explosive chip even exists to begin with. But
that was kind of a throwaway mention, wasn't it? I mean, I think they brought it back in an episode of the Clone Wars for the one where like the cat people enslave them.
Oh, for the Cathar?
It wasn't Cathar. They weren't Cathar. I'm talking the Zygerian slavers. Remember they kept Ahsoka in a little like crow's cage and stuff.
I think so. Yeah.
Anakin was all like being seduced by their queen. It got weird. It went places. But they had like the exploding collar chip things, I think. But like it's a throwaway reference in the Phantom Menace, and then we never hear about it again.
Yeah.
And I think they were like, "Oh, whoa, that's a bit much," and they kind of didn't want to didn't want to revisit it. That's the way that I always see it. But I'm looking at the episode schedule for the Bad Batch season 3 right now. Yeah, we got 15 episodes.
15. Yeah, and that's with an opening 3 episodes, which is just like incredible.
No, it's going to be a meal. Confined, Paths Unknown, and Shadows of Tantus. You know, in the trailer, it's obvious that there's a confrontation on the planet, right? There's going to be an assault on the mountain. They're going to try and rescue Omega and probably Crosshair too. But I figured that was the finale, but it looks like they're going to do that like early on. Because like Shadows of Tantus is episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
What if the first 3 episodes is like the heist to break her out of there, you know?
I saw someone in the comments say, what if Windu kills Anakin? I'll give you one better. What if Windu kills Palpatine?
There you go.
What if Anakin kills Palpatine? Like, bro, like, are you like redeemed? Like, I don't know, redeemed Anakin or like.
What's super fucking crazy about what if Mace Windu kills Palpatine is I bet you Mace Windu would not be hailed as a hero and he would like go to jail for murder. They wouldn't be able to have enough evidence to prove that it was Palpatine behind it all.
He would exile himself out of the order.
Yeah, he would be like shunned and shamed as like this bad guy who did a terrible thing, even though he saved the whole galaxy.
Yes,
that's what would happen, and it's fucked up. But that's exactly what would happen.
100%. Oh, it's because he's black. Oh God. Oh, that's so rough.
Mace Windu.
God damn. Oh man.
He's not a bad guy. Everyone says that he's people go as far as blaming him for Anakin's fall to the dark side. And
no,
that is ridiculous
at all whatsoever.
If we're honest, Anakin was a bit of a wimp, all right? And he just couldn't handle Mace Windu telling him how it was, you know?
Right? Yeah. Mace Windu was just a realist. And
he absolutely deserved better. Absolutely did.
Yeah.
He was sick and tired of these goddamn Padawans in this goddamn temple.
Yeah, that's all it was. He didn't have anything against Anakin. He was just like, bro, you just need to be patient and put in the work. Put in the work, son. You don't get a chair just for being special, Harry Potter.
Yeah. He really wanted us. This guy wanted us to hand him a seat on the council.
You need to work
just because he's friends with, like, being friends with the Emperor makes it even worse. You know, that's not a point in your favor. That makes it even worse. Why we shouldn't give you a seat on the council.
Bro, what if Padme survived?
If Padme survived, I feel like Palpatine would have had far less of a hold over Anakin, and eventually the House of Cards would have come tumbling down, or Palpatine would have had her killed as that final step to like break down Anakin and turn him into Vader fully, you know?
That's true.
I feel like Padme dying was always part of the plan for Palpatine. So if she had somehow survived the events of episode 3, he would have found another way to kill her, you know? Make it look like an accident while she's on Coruscant or something.
Well, because he could like label her as a traitor to the, to the galaxy, and then just like have an APB put out for Padme, and then she'd just be a.
I feel like he couldn't. If he did that, like Vader would go rogue to protect her, though. You know, because he's like she was the one thing tethering him.
That's true.
So like he's willing to break rules. Anybody's rules to protect Padme. So if suddenly Padme's an enemy of the state, that means Anakin's gonna like turn with her. He would have to like make it look like an accident if he wanted to keep Anakin on his side, I think. What if Luke joined the Imperial Academy like that one segment in Terrifying Tales, but play it seriously? I mean, what if Luke became an Imperial, right? And just had latent force abilities that were never discovered and just was like a hella good TIE fighter pilot, and that was his life?
I feel like by force proximity, like either Palpatine or Vader would
have sensed him eventually.
Feel him out, right? Yeah. Or like as soon as they'd be like, hey, we want to give you this medal because you really fucked up that last mission.
I mean,
they'd be like, what's your last name, soldier? It'd be like, hey, Skywalker, sir. It'd be like, huh.
The Empire is a big place. I don't know what is the likelihood if you're a random peon, you're a stormtrooper, a TIE fighter pilot, whatever. stationed wherever the fuck, what is the likelihood that you're ever going to be in like sensing distance of Palpatine or Vader? It's
Depends
not
where you're-
zero. Like obviously, like you're in that organization, but like there's billions of stormtroopers, right? Countless planets. You have to be in the right place at the right time to
Yeah.
ever see them.
Yeah.
I don't know how likely it is. Like it's possible that Luke, with all of his like chosen one, son of chosen one forceness emanating from him, might never get physically close enough to them for them to ever sense that he's there, you know?
That's true. That's potentially true. Yeah.
I mean, okay, well that's a very good point too. Like the Inquisitorius would have snapped him up, except that he is I'm assuming in this scenario, raised in secret, comes of age, has no idea he has the Force,
Yeah.
joins the academy, etc. And I have to imagine that there's no like birth record for him. Like they had to have scrubbed that, right? Because otherwise someone would have shown up at the Lars homestead a lot sooner, being like, "Oh, you have a Skywalker living here? Come again?" Like,
Yeah. Right.
I can't imagine that's a common name. But that's like one of the old classic criticisms of Star Wars in the first place is like you wanted to like hide this kid and raise him in secret and you didn't even change his freaking name. But what are you gonna do? What if Wedge had destroyed Death Star? Seriously. Might as well have.
It just means he would have got the medal, and we would have watched him walk down.
He would have got a sweet gold jacket too.
Yeah, like
Yeah, in that scenario, I guess like Red 5 would have gotten cooked and had to fly back to the base, and it would have been Wedge that continued it and finished it off. That would be cool, actually. Wedge is underappreciated. He really came into his own in the Legends. There's a ton of awesome Wedge stories, especially in the Michael Stackpole novels, like the X-Wing series. I was kind of miffed at his cameo in The Rise of Skywalker and the way they played that. It was totally like a fun, hey, look who it is. Remember this moment? Like 2 shots after Snap Wexley died. That's his nephew. And like, God, Snap dies. And Poe's all like, no. And then Wedge is like, hey, everybody, I brought candy. It's like, what the fuck is happening, man? He's like, I'm in this movie too. It's like, dude, your nephew just died. Come on. Have some decorum.
yeah, that's true.
Do we credit Wedge with a team kill on the second Death Star?
On the second Death Star?
I mean, like, dude, the Battle of Endor was tough. I give everybody credit on that one. Even Akbar gets XP for that Death Star.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, 100%, 100%. But yes, going through some, yeah, a lot of these comments, I'm loving.
That's the real one right there.
Poor kids.
Skywalker's just like Lee. There's like a million of them.
That would be funny. I mean,
That would be really funny if that was actually the case. We need more Skywalker characters walking around for that to happen.
I mean, the fact that not Wedge Antilles, whose last name is Darklighter, because like that's pretty fucking badass.
That's Biggs.
Biggs Darklighter, like
Yeah,
that's,
Biggs the Mr. Mustache, who's friends with Luke until he dies in A New Hope.
yeah.
He has a nephew, Gavin Darklighter, who is Jaina's boyfriend in Legends. He's a badass. Well, they're together for like a novel, but he's in like 24 novels. So that's not really the best way to describe him, but yeah, that's the book that I read most recently. They were still dating. They break up pretty fast.
The Micro Machine Man, yeah.
Yeah, no, Gavin is the best Darklighter for sure. They never said that he had a mustache, but in my head, he had a mustache even bigger than Biggs's.
Oh, 100%. He was the wingman for sure. He had
A little white cape on his orange flight suit, you know.
Oh, not even that, but he definitely like named his ship like the Knight Rider, or like definitely, or like he named it Kit.
The Stash Rider.
Yeah,
I'm Biggs. I'm a badass.
I'm a badass.
Biggs is a badass though. He deserves to do that. He's allowed to do that. So I had one more thing that I wanted to throw out there about the whole Asajj Ventress resurrection thing, because I still think that it's an actual resurrection that's going to happen.
I mean, the Lazarus Pit's a great thing. Like, I totally forgot about that. So if they bring that up or say it is a resurrection story, like fucking
100%. And I think that they've already set it up nicely with the way Dark Disciple ended, with her being laid to rest in like the water of life, basically like this magic lake on Dathomir. And we all know that that's where things come back. Here, I've got the Wikipedia article open for the water of life right here. The water of life was a liquid used by the Night Sisters of Dathomir to heal. Its ingredients included water, flesh extracted from the sleeper, minerals, and tree sap. Brewing the concoction was a rite of passage for a Night Sister. A Night Sister would use her force abilities to awaken the sleeper, dominate it, and force it to remove a piece of its body. The body part would be boiled with water from the deep pools of Night Sister fortresses, and the other ingredients would be added. In 20 BBY, a group of Night Sisters headed by Mother Talzin baptized Asajj Ventress into an official Night Sister. This potion could be consumed to instead provide a brief increase to the Night Sisters' power in the Force, especially for purposes of conjuring items or raising zombies. Now, here's the interesting last sentence of the article. It could also be used to resurrect the recently slain and mend a wound suffered by the now revived person. So it is already canon that the Night Sisters of Dathomir possess the ability to bring someone
That's
back
so
to
fucking
life.
cool. That's so fucking cool. Yeah.
And who better to do than one of their own, right?
One of their,
Asajj
like,
Ventress.
Yeah, one of their best, most force sensitive, like, assassins.
It's
within their
absolutely
own
some League of
history, bro.
Shadows shit. Yes, yes, it is.
That's incredible. That's so cool. That's so badass.
They really are one of the coolest additions, and they've been here since the 90s, man. They've been here since the courtship of Princess Leia, which I think was 91, maybe it was 93. That was the first appearance of Dathomir, and I'll never forget it. Han Solo gets off the Millennium Falcon, and he's confronted by some witches, and one of them at one point like waves her hand, and his whole front row of teeth explode. And I remember reading that part of the book and being like, "Oh God, that sounds like so horrifying." But like, yeah, a Dathomir Night Witch makes Han's teeth explode, and then he has to like get new teeth.
Oh, they actually make him.
Yeah, no, he does. He said something flippant to her, and in response, she just like waves her hand and like makes his teeth explode. It's terrifying.
Oh
and that moment always stuck with me in the book. I'm gonna have to find that chapter now so I can like cite it later for the description. But yeah, the courtship of Princess Leia. It's also where we got the Hapes cluster and Prince Isolde and that whole situation. I guess we'll just call it a situation.
Okay.
100%. Yeah, basically Withers is like a stand-in for Night Sister magic. Just if you want to change your class, if you want a hireling, if you want to resurrect somebody, just go to Mother Talzin and she got you. Because that's basically how they got Savage, right? Dooku showed up and was like, "I need a hireling," and they just like chose him from the farm, I guess.
Yeah, they chose one out of the Fear Factor Survivor Hunger Games, and then they gave him the dark magic steroids and turned him into the Durgan. Yeah.
Yeah, they gave him performance enhancing mist.
Magic, yeah. Performance enhancing mist, yeah.
They just gave him a good spritz with the green stuff, and he was like, "Oh yeah."
That's exactly. Yeah, they Bruce Bannered his ass.
He went from Christian Bale on The Machinist to Christian Bale on The Batman. Like,
brother. Yeah.
Oh, my brother. Yeah, his voice like drops like 3 octaves too.
Yeah. Yeah, he switches voice actors. It's like, it's great.
Yeah, when you work out so much that a different voice actor has to play you now.
God damn.
Basically, Compound V. Yeah. Compound V wishes it was as potent as Night Sister magic.
Fuck. Speaking of souped up people, goddamn, like I'm just thinking about King Boomy because, like, oh man, I see everyone in the comments. We'll talk about Avatar in a moment.
Oh yeah, we got stuff to say about Avatar.
Like,
we're going to talk about that very soon. Here, let's just wrap this up with Star Wars for a second here.
But with Bad Batch, though, the fact that this is the final season, the fact that it's 15 episodes, which is fan-fucking-tastic.
That's a lot to sink into. 15 is like a good amount to tell a really like involved story too, and that's plenty of time to tie up everything, you know.
And the fact that there's also, little snippets within the trailer that we get to see that there's still side story, and there's still we're still emphasizing on the family of the Bad Batch. Like there was still a clip where it looked like they were in Florida and someone was getting eaten by an alligator. Like, so we're still gonna get like the normal Bad Batch.
There'll be some hijinks involved for sure.
Yeah, but we're still gonna get like a lot of major world building. And at some point, it also looked like they showed us a snippet of the Exegol pyramid. Like
That's kind of what it looked like to me too,
they
dude.
showed the Black Pyramid. So like
it could have been like a weird angle of Tantus, but it might have, that's kind of where my mind.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. I totally forgot what Tantus looked like. It was
Tantus is very rounded, but like I kind of went there too with my mind. Before we move on from the Bad Batch, do you have any predictions for A, something that might happen this season, or B, like how it's going to end? Go on record. What do you expect from this?
And I don't know. I'm just really excited to see what the series of events is, because it's like we get to see. We saw also a lot of clips of Omega in captivity.
Yes,
and then we obviously see
there's one of her like in a cockpit as well.
There's a couple of them of her like not in prison. So like either A, she's going to escape herself. B, someone might break, like Fennec Shan might break her out. I don't know.
That's so Omega of her. She's going to escape simultaneously during a rescue attempt, and then they're going to get there and she's going to be gone.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how Cad Bane and Fennec are going to fit into the timeline as well.
They're both going to get hired for the same job, and then they're just going to throw down again when they bump into each other.
Right? Is that going to be the thing? Are they just going to randomly meet at a bar and be like, "Yo, you fucked up," or like, are they both going to be coincidentally be like, "Oh, we're both hunting the same little girl again"?
Omega and Fennec have kind of a relationship, but I don't know if she would help her if she was able to reach out to her. I don't know if it's that strong or not. Especially if she's paid to look the other way, because money still talks for her. I have a couple predictions. I think that, I think Crosshair is going to die.
Oh yeah, he looks hella depressed. He looks super malnourished and just.
I think he's seen the light. He's realized, and he his experience with that clone in that last episode. Like, whoa, I loved the reveal when he was like, "I don't have a chip in my head. I'm just."
What was his name?
That was great. But the fact that now he's finally seen that he is part of something evil and he can't stomach it himself anymore, like that's absolutely the feeling I get about where he's at. I think he's going to sacrifice himself to save Omega.
What was that one?
In the big escape. I really do.
Oh, Mayday. That's right. Thank you, chat. I was like, was it like shipwreck? It was something that like
Mayday. It was Mayday. Yep. Poor Mayday.
Yeah.
The Fee was really getting her hands dirty in the trailer, which was awesome. And I'm assuming there's going to be a time jump, because how could there not be? Like they even say like she's been waiting for us a long time, but that kind of makes me sad because that means we don't get Fee's reaction to the news that Tech died.
Or maybe we will, or maybe we don't. I don't know.
We haven't gotten it yet. If we get it before a time jump, that would be cool. But and speaking of Tech. You already know what I'm going to say.
Hi, my name is Hunter. And my name is Tech.
It gets more and more cringe every time I see it.
But here's the thing. He's not dead. He's not dead. We've been mourning this man.
Yeah,
He's
right. No body.
Hemlock showed us some goggles.
No body.
All right. So what? Yeah. Big deal. Anyone can get some. I could get you some goggles. No. I think he's going to come back.
My name is Tick. My name is Wrecker. Yeah. No. But yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that's potentially.
I know. I'm sorry about that video.
But dude, the fact that we get to see Rex again. Fuck all knows where the hell Cody is, but we get to see Rex again for a hot second, which is going to be dope.
Seeing Rex again. And Wolf, dude, he's there for like a split second, but Wolf's in the trailer too. I recognize the pauldron more than I recognized anything, but I think we're going to get everybody back together, all the people that have helped along the way. They're going to call in favors to all of them for one last big battle. And I
Yeah.
think
Okay. So here's
Omega
my
might
prediction.
kickstart the clone revolution right here at Tantus. You know?
Here's my prediction that just hit me on the head. By the end, okay, so it's gonna suck, but I think Omega is probably gonna be the only one to survive like this.
Oh, you're going Rogue One ending with it.
Well, no, I think all the clones are gonna die because theoretically, like this show is gonna be the clone uprising, theoretically. Or Andor season 2. Andor season 2 could be the clone uprising.
No, they've got Andor's got their own story that they're doing. I think the clone stuff, like Bad Batch, exists to tie off the clone presence in the galaxy and to explain why they're not there for the rest of like that's Bad Batch's whole job, I think. So I think you're right. This is where we're going to get that rebellion. I thought it was going to be last season. I feel like I've said it every season. Like, this is it. We're going to get the clone rebellion, like canonized from Battlefront and change. But I think we're finally going to get it in the finale. Like, and if not, then we're never going to get it because why would they tell that story outside of Bad Batch, right?
I don't know. Where the fuck is Cody? That's what I want to know.
Cody went AWOL. That's right. We don't know where Cody went. Cody's going to come in clutch at the final second, and I still think he's going to sacrifice himself too because I've been saying that ever since last season.
I fucking hope so. Just for the sake of Kenobi, goddammit. Like, it's just like, I just see old man Obi-Wan just like sitting in the middle of the desert, just fucking like, fucking Cody. Like, you just like.
Yeah, honestly, we don't know what leaves him that messed up by the time of Rebels.
That's true.
It could be the events of the Bad Batch. I think that really could be something. But yeah, that's.
Where is Cody? Is he safe? Is he all right?
We don't know. We just don't know.
It appears in your anger.
He's hanging out. He's playing cards with Bolo and Ketch. Going back to what you're saying about how like Bad Batch is so awesome because it's all full of like the background characters, the central focus. Bolo and Ketch are like the prime example of that. They're like the old school Kenner Star Wars action figures, and they've still got Bolo wearing his stupid little like teal unitard. That's because that's how the plastic formed on the figure. It's hilarious to me every time I see those two. Yeah, I can't wait for Bad Batch. And then not one day later, Avatar, baby. Avatar. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Avatar trailer that came out today.
Yeah, in our before we close out the evening. So yeah, so coincidentally, for Avatar with Emerald City Comic-Con, the voice actors for Aang, Sokka, Katara, and Zuko are going to be at Comic-Con, and then
can't wait to meet them.
And then the actor whose name I can't think of right now, who played Jasper in Twilight and who unfortunately also played Sokka in the live action movie, is going to be there as well. So we're going to have two different Sokkas at Emerald City Comic Con while watching the third brand new live action Sokka next show.
We'll have to sock it to him.
But bro, okay. So do you have the trailer for us to watch real quick?
I do. Let's check it out. Let's start with the trailer. Let's watch that right now.
Yes, in the chat. I have seen it. I have seen the trailer. I have also seen the trailer that the Instagram put out of the cast members getting to watch the trailer for themselves. So I got to see the cast reaction.
Oh, they reacted nice. I'll have to watch that later.
Yeah, because there's a couple of little clips that the cast members got to see that we didn't get to see. Cough booming.
And the world might never recover.
Bro, I want to know who's talking right now. It has to be
Is it Gyatso?
It has to be Gyatso. But that's so is it, bro. Dude,
I love the music. I love the music.
It's so on point.
Ugh.
Zuko looks great.
Any chance? It's gonna need Aang.
They said his name correctly.
Right. There goes the savior of the world.
Yes.
I chased down every
Fucking Iroh looks phenomenal.
Yeah, Iroh looks fantastic.
Oh, Zuko's voice, perfect. Oh, the firebending looks real.
The Fire Nation.
He looks unreal, man. He was born to play this role. He looks so
You
good.
don't have to do this alone. You have me, Tara,
and a flying ball of fur.
God, even Appa looks amazing.
Momo looks better.
perfect.
He looks better than the first trailer, I think. Sheer Shoe! June!
Needs you. Remember what it is.
Dude, that was the panda spirit, bro. Oh, dude, we're gonna get so many seasons. Like, oh god, they're gonna give us the entirety of season one.
Mashu!
Oh, Mashu.
I'm the
Will
Avatar,
Spirit!
and I'm gonna save the world.
So wait, does that make that Northern Water Tribe? That bridge?
No, that bridge was the prison.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Boomy!
Who's playing
God,
Boomy? Do
the
we know?
ending looks so good, dude. Oh,
Has the
fucking
Boomy
shit.
casting been announced? Let's fucking go, dude. Let's go. It's so hard to not just like throw myself into hype for this. Like I'm trying to stay cautious as much as I can because we've been burned before. But like, man, it looks cool. It looks so cool.
I'm
You know?
curious if Netflix is going to do the normal Netflix thing where they give you the entire series all at once, or if they'll give it like little bits at a time. Dude, the fucking music. I see everyone in the chat just like freaking out, dude. Yes, the fucking music, bro.
I think, and I said it in my reaction video too. The music is almost cheating because everyone has such a strong connection to the music specifically that using the old school music in your new trailer is going to get people going just because they're hearing their favorite music, you know?
I don't know, dude, but the costumes though, like Rayanne, I see Rayanne here in the chat, dude. The Fire Nation armor and the face masks, fucking on point. Fucking everything visually is so
Yeah, they've got like the season 1 face masks and everything. Because like they changed their armor style like halfway through the show. Like,
oh my god, because it was Azula's side of the army. It was Azula's side of the army versus like Zuko's part of the army.
well, because I remember when they have the Northern Water Tribe guys and they've stolen some Fire Nation armor to try
from
and
General
sneak in.
Zhao.
And he's like they don't wear that anymore.
Or
That's the
Admiral
old school
Zhao.
kind. He's like, you have old armor. They wear different armor now because they changed it. And this is like the old like attention to detail. Like they're really doing it, man.
Bro, I'm gonna lose my shit.
It looks fantastic. Has the casting for Boomy been announced? Do we know who's playing Boomy?
I have no fucking idea, but he looks great.
He looks
great.
amazing. That's why I'm like, I can't
He's
tell
just
if I
some
know
buff
who that
old-
actor is or
he's
not.
just some buff old guy with a fucking Beethoven wig, and it's like, yes.
I can't wait to see the ridiculous stunts and like how much
Dude, the stunt crew looks amazing.
Budkar Shambudkar. I don't know that name. I don't think he's someone that I've seen before, but I'll have to see his face. Maybe I've seen him in something.
A lot of the kung fu, a lot of the acrobats we saw. I think a lot of it is going to be real shit. Like I think they're like I think it's real wire work. Just like
it looks like it. There's a lot of wire work. There's a lot of like bending. I didn't see a whole lot of actual like connecting, like hand to hand happening, which I need to see. I need to see an entire fight scene from start to finish to know what they're bringing to the table beyond just like,
we did get some Sokka boomerang. There was a clip in there of Suki and Sokka fighting Fire Nation soldiers in the thing, and we got to see Sokka using his
Suki looks fantastic. We saw her in the teaser as well. Dude, Kyoshu, I think like unpopular opinion, I think out of the classic avatars that existed before Aang and Korra and everyone, I think Kyoshi's my favorite.
That's fair.
I like a tall gal. She was like 8 feet tall.
Yeah, she was legendary.
Giant. She didn't fuck around, man. She was on it.
Yeah.
Who's playing Zhao? Who's playing Zhao? I don't know that.
Oh,
wait, what? Is that true?
Ken Leung.
Holy shit.
Okay.
That sounds insane. That sounds insane.
Bro, the fact that they showed us the face of the panda spirit from like the one town, like, dude, the fact that we get so many of the episodes always.
We even got Jet in there
versus show.
Yes. They showed us Jet for a second fighting with his little hooks, you know?
Yes.
No, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh, bro, it's gonna be. I'm gonna lose my shit. There's gonna be so many Avatar cosplays at Emerald City this year.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
Yeah, honestly, they totally will.
There's going to be Avatar stuff. There's going to be a lot of the Marvels, I think. There's potentially going to be a lot of Bad Batch because it's going to be going on at the same time. Trying to think of what else we'd probably be seeing a lot of. I know Emerald City wise, Frodo, Sam,
Will they kill Jet?
Gimli.
Really wasn't clear.
Yeah, did Jet die? Dude, the Ember Island player, like, oh my god, that whole fucking episode is incredible.
I want to know how they're going to do Secret Tunnel. Are they going to sing the song? Are they going to write a new song? Is it the same song?
It has
I
to
want
be
to know
the same song.
like that's what I'm
Same song.
invested in here.
Classic song.
Secret Tunnel, Cabbage Guy, Ember Island players.
Ember Island season 4, so that'll come later, or season 3, that'll come later.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. They better not phone it in by the time they get to it. That's got to be like an important episode.
Yes.
Secret Tunnel.
Yeah, because then we have to go to Ba Sing Se, and we have to learn how there's no war in Ba Sing Se. Dude, I'm not emotionally prepared to lose Appa in live action. Like fucking Sandbenders in live
God,
action.
you're right. That episode's gonna be hard to watch. The one where he's all alone for the whole episode.
Dude, live action Toph though. Could you imagine whatever little girl is gonna get casted to play?
I can't wait.
I hope they're a real blind person.
Right, because she's off doing Blind Bandit shit right now for all of season 1. We don't meet her till season 2, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
She's living with her parents, and her parents think she's like a fucking helpless handicapped girl, but she's secretly like winning all the WWE fights.
Right. Homeschool by day, Fight Club by night.
Yeah, it's exactly that's Toph's life, dude. That is Toph. Like, and then she had kids, and then she was a horrible mom, and she like fucked off and was just like, yeah, I'm gonna be a cop now.
Oh God, that's a really good point, actually, Ice. Because they're going with like a realistic look.
Face stealer.
Considering what the fucking panda spirit looked like just now, like I don't even want to think about what Code
giant real centipede body, dude. Like what if it's an animatronic Code, just like this giant centipede body.
No, stop.
And then
stop.
just
I don't
this
want no. Oh God.
Face
with
like this geisha face thing right there.
No. Oh man, I'm gonna put it out of my mind until that episode hits me unawares, and then
and all of us
on the couch.
Dude, all the true fans, all of us are together, just gonna be like, all right, no reaction, just no.
Now you're just making shit up. That can't be true.
By the
That's
power of John Cena. By the power of John Cena, you can't see me. No.
John Cena from Fortnite.
Yeah, from Fortnite, or by the power of Macho Man Randy Savage, we're gonna.
You can't see me. Can you dig it? Jesus.
Yeah, no.
You're absolutely. That's a really good point, though. The creature designs are on point. Ko's going to be incredible. He's going to be absolutely terrifying. I don't even want to think about him yet. But what else? We've got.
Dude. The season 1 finale, we get Aang in Avatar State making the giant Godzilla koi, and it's like just drowning Admiral Zhao in hypothermic water and pulling him down to the fucking depths of the North, like, bro. Because they sure as shit didn't do that in the movie. He just got hit with a tidal wave wall.
No, all
the boats just got pushed away, dude. So if we get Spirit Kaiju Aang, like drowning Zhao, like
I think it would be really funny if there was just like one brief moment in this where a bunch of earthbenders have to work together to carry a pebble just for the laughs, just to make a reference, like do a bunch of badass awesome bending and then also float a pebble across just as as a fuck you.
Fantastic. Oh my god. Oh yeah.
I can't wait. And even if it's not as good as, and I'm not expecting it to be better than the cartoon, because I don't know how possible that really is. I expect it to be its own thing and to be judged separately and differently to how you would judge an animated series. And I expect to be entertained. I don't know that my mind's going to get blown, but honestly, I'm definitely not opposed to
Kaiju Aang. Yes, exactly. I see everyone in the chat now just like, oh my god, the Spirit Kaiju. Yeah, Koiju. Exactly.
The Koiju, the Aang Koiju.
Oh man. Yeah, dude.
No, it's gonna be great. We're gonna be reacting to it too. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Because Bender's coming up to town for Emerald City Comic-Con, and that's like the week after it premieres. So as long as we can just like sit on our hands and not watch it for a week, I think it's worth it, honestly.
Oh, to watch the first 2 episodes together, you mean?
Hell yes. Hell yes, we'll make it happen.
Ignore all of social media and just. Like,
that's what I'm saying. We'll both wear paper bags over our heads and just not look at anything anywhere until it is time. Awesome. But speaking of time, we've just arrived at the top of the hour, bringing our podcast to a close. But thank you so much for listening and hanging out with us, everybody, as we talked about Bad Batch Season 3 and the Avatar trailer, which was brand new, came out today. Yeah, we're going to be eating well as nerds next month, man. Yes. I mean, we got more to talk about that we didn't get to today, so we'll be talking about that next week, and that is Marvel What If.
So join us next week. We'll
on the episode
more and stuff too.
We got to talk about it. Exactly. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. Great things coming soon, including Emerald City Comic Con. We're going to be talking about that next week because we've got some plans of our own that we're excited to talk to you about. So that'll be coming soon. We're going to end it on a very important PSA. You may have seen this before. Have a wonderful night, everybody. And as always, may the Force be with you.
R2? Where are you? R2? R2? R2, you're on fire! R2-D2, you found a cigarette. Well, I don't think smoking is grown up at all. Because it's very dangerous. Smoking does dreadful things to your lungs and is very bad for your heart. Well, I know I don't have one, but humans do, and I think we should set a good example. Well done, R2. Oh, hello. You know smoking is bad for your health, and it isn't grown up at all. So please, don't smoke. R2.